Welcome to the big reveal. There it is. I'm just going to check my watch. You can see that nice and clearly. Yep. There it is. The first model kit I've actually managed to fully build on a YouTube channel and complete. There we go. So the only bit I haven't done on camera is I removed the masking tape from the canopy there. But that wasn't really worth a video on its own. Because I was going to weather it. I did mention a weathering job, but I'm going to leave it as is because 10-year-old me didn't weather anything. And as I'm trying to build this in the spirit of what I believe the kit's intended for, I'm noticing I've got a haircut at last. Trimmed the beard and everything. Weird. Anyway, that's my no hat this time. Yeah, he stylised everything. I was like, okay, I was going to show this off tonight, but whatever. But it grew. Got a big bushy beard. No, anyway. So, yes, the spiritual kit, and I believe this is intended as a starter kit. You know, it is a snap together model. Presented in a very nice box art, very inspiring box art. You'll note no swastika on the tail. I've elected not to apply one because it either means painting one, which yes I have done in the past. I did actually get a knack for doing it. There's a way to work it out. On models, I will quickly add on models of German World War II aircraft. But I'm not going to. I don't want to run a paint it, and I don't want to go and buy a set of transfers, especially just to put swastikas on, because you get a big sheet of swastikas. It's just I don't like them. Right, which I think is a good reaction to them. You know, yes, historically this aircraft would have carried one. There is a 109E I'd like to do out there. I found which actually didn't have swastika on the tail in real life. Never had one. It's going to be really interesting talking about it. Oh, so you left the swastika off. Oh, you can't hide history. Well, no, it's quite true. You can't hide history. It happened. But there are photographs of, there's plenty of models of Adolf Galland 109. You know, people have built this paint scheme many times over with swastikas on. It will not hurt mine not having it. I've got to look at it every day on the ceiling. Yeah, it's got the national mark. So what do you want? So yes, yes, it's all the kit transfers are on there. There's a little bit of silvering when it catches the light, but nothing major. Again, building it as 10-year-old me built it. There's no decal fix, there's no microsole or anything like that. This is literally as I would have built this as a kid. The only thing now, yeah, I say that the only thing I did differently, which if I'd known about then, I could have. No, I couldn't have done because I needed a craft knife and I wasn't allowed to use one when I was that age. Because I'd be frequently building these unsupervised. So he removed sprues. It was for a lot of time just scratching the plastic off. Got to do that though. And that's something I am okay to say. Yes, I built it within in that realm. So the only difference is I masked the canopy, but I think the result of that's worth it. I'm very pleased. It's come out very crisply. There'll be some photographs in the sunshine to go up on Facebook. I did just think I could have put it at the end of this video. I could wait to upload this till tomorrow, but I want to get it out tonight. I also want to. Oh no, I'll have to wait tomorrow anyway because I need to get the thumbnail done. Yeah, I'll add them to the end of this video then. Nothing like planning. But yeah, you know, it's a thoroughly enjoyable build. I want to thank James. I don't know if he even knows this channel exists or not anymore. So unfortunately, sense of humour didn't match at all. Something posted a joke about really did not find funny. But in my occupation I've got to be careful. So, you know, there we are. But yes. Thank you for the gift of the kit. He got a Shackleton out of me, so you know I don't give those away lightly. I have many Shackletons still, but to build. But no, thank you for the kit. It was an interesting introduction. I would like to get the same company's Spitfire and Hurricane. I think that'd be really fun. So I will go and have a look for those. I found a Tamiya Spitfire on a price I'm happy with. I need some replacement transfers. That's not hard to find from Mark 1. But the plan is now, I was asking you all to vote, and thank you for everyone who did vote, but it was so neck and neck that I've come to a new idea. Which, let me know what you think about this below. Is to have the 109s being chased by a Spitfire with a Hurricane going in on the attack on a German bomber. Now, obviously, the bomber can be a Junkers 87, it could be a Heinkel 1, Junkers 88, Dornier 17, Dornier, so I'm used to saying 217 these days, Dornier 17, something like that. But I mean, the Treble 1 is the classic 109 versus Spitfire Hurricane going after the bomber being a classic. Even though Hurricanes could, I was going to say this on record now, Hurricanes could attack and shoot down 109s. If the 109 pilot made the mistake of coming into the Hurricane's realm of turning dogfights, the Hurricane would run rings around this aircraft. So these were shot down by 109s. Hurricanes weren't necessarily directed into bombers too much. It just tended to be that's how it fell, because the Spitfire could get to altitude much quicker where the fighters were, because they tend to be above the bomber formations. So the Spitfire would meet the 109 more naturally, the Hurricane would naturally meet the bomber more. It's a bit of which. Sometimes they were directed that way, but the book I can recommend is Hurricane, The Last Witnesses. Tells you all about it. But anyway, so there we are. So yes, so maybe a bit of discussion down below. Which bomber would you like to see being attacked by the Hurricane? Obviously the Trouble 1 is the classic, iconic because of the film The Battle of Britain, mostly. And also the other bit I like about the Heinkel, I have found one, by the way. That's another reason. That's another good reason for it. Found one for a price I'm happy with. I do actually like the Heinkel 1. I never got bombed by one, so I don't have any feelings against them. Yes, one, obviously the Battle of Britain film, they're iconic, because then also you can look at the ceiling and think of Einkel's, Messerschmitts, Einkel's, again, Balleroon. But also linked to one of my favourite TV series of all time, Dad's Army. I watch Dad's Army like Dale watches MASH. It's something that's, I mean, actually I've got it on my Minix, and I just press play. I just turn the keyboard on, press play, because the Minix uses less power than the green light you can see behind me. Really, it probably is a bit more than that, but it's a very, very simple tablet style computer without a screen. Runs Windows, but basically it's my media center, because it just sits on, no fans or anything involved, it just sits on, barely consumes any power. And brilliant. But yeah, so I've got that set up ready. It's got the whole of Dad's Army sat there. Just press play, it just plays it random order, and that helps me get to sleep at night, because you know, I struggle with my mental health, and sometimes I struggle with sleeping, but it just helps have voices in the background. So yeah, but there's a link to Dad's Army with the in one of the early episodes. It's where they're having the inspection by Major Regan. It's when he goes after Jonesy. Not the Desperate Drive, not the Arm of Might either. Can't remember what it's called. That episode's called. I know the episode. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, it's really embarrassing. I'm usually really good. Usually, you only show me the first half a second of an episode. I can tell you which one it is, and I was completely losing my mind. But anyway, doesn't matter as such. The point is, when he comes in to do his inspection, there's the look at the aircraft recognition chart, and he says to you, boy, what's that, to Pike? And Pike says, a Heinkel 111, sir. And he goes, right, good, next slide. And look, that's the only one we've got. Also good in only being able to identify a Heinkel 111. Usually around here it is a Heinkel 111. So there'd be that nice link to the Treble 1. And also I've seen a real Treble 1 down at the RAF Museum, Hendon. So again, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, so that would be my choice. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think. You know, can you make me a good case for another bomber, maybe? And if so, I need a cheap kit of it in 48 scale, because this model dictates the scale of the rest of them. A Battle of Britain scene tends to be much easier to do, but much more manual scale. But yes, if you can give me give me a good justification as to why it should be another German bomber. Let me know below. But otherwise, it'll be a triple one. Because I say again, I found one, but it needs transfers. So if I was picking up something for that, I might get some swastikas to put on. We can put one on this, but again, it depends how much the transfer sheets are, because I'll be needing national insignia. Because the sheet swastikas is literally just a sheet of swastikas. You don't get anything else in it. So I'll need national markings. Won't go for stencils because 10-year-old. I'd still be trying to build this as per 10-year-old me. Though 10-year-old you didn't paint aircraft either. But had I had access to them, I'd have painted them. So yes, that could run up quite expensive. I mean, I've had a fantastic set of transfers, which there'll be a video on as a mail call video tomorrow as well. There's going to be a few videos come out. We've got that monorail one to get out first, so that'll be the first one I actually make. It'll come out after this one. So I look forward to that one. It's going to be get some information about C6120, so in a bit of running on that engine and a bit of a history of that locomotive and what it's doing these days on the roads of Japan. But yes, so there will be some train content. So yeah, we're doing a mail call on that. And look at the value for money there in $7.99 for that transfer sheet, as opposed to what it costs for the 48 scale one. But anyway, I've waffled on now for 11 minutes 52, almost 12 minutes. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me in the build of the first plane I've completed, and the first proper kit I've completed in some time. Everything else I've completed has been a wargaming miniature, or well, not even finished that signal box yet, have I? So maybe we can look at that at some point. Okay, but yes. Mrs. Schmitz.